Hello, 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 and happy midweek Wednesday to all of my Aquarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. This reading is for the 26th of April through the 26th of May. On the 27th, we have a first quarter moon coming up in first quarter moon phase in Leo. And so you'll know you landed on the bright side of the moon in Leo. And this is kind of a recap of what we talked about leading up to this first quarter moon. If you feel more exuberant, creative, broad-minded, colorful, or even fun-loving. In contrast, you'll know people who landed on the dark side of the moon if they're more self-indulgent, self-centered, conceited, overbearing, bullying. The Leo moon for you as an air sign lends a dynamic, compelling quality to your people-oriented personality. So it doesn't matter if you're a shy Aquarius or a more reserved Aquarius, something about you is starting to perk up. You're starting to feel a lot more, you're starting feeling a lot bolder, a lot more motivated. Your energy is increasing because not only are we in a waxing crescent moon phase, but also first quarter moon phase, which means it's time to take some kind of action towards the seeds that you planted in a new moon phase of what you want to manifest. So let's get into it, Aquarius. Let's go. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let's go. First card in the deck is the King of Swords. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Death card. We have the Five of Swords, the Strength card, and also the Emperor card. So there could be two outstanding things that's kind of still in your mind. This is the Seven of Swords. See these two swords that's kind of still sitting here? Could be still something kind of sitting on your mind, you know. But Source is saying to you it's already over. Something has already ended. You know, you can pick up those swords. You know how you see this person right here, they got three swords in their hand. They still got two things that's still sitting on the ground. Source is like you replaying things over and over and over again in your mind about something that was said or done in the past, no matter what it was in the past. Source is saying it's already over. It's already over. You're already on the other side of it. This is already a rebirth for you. So Source is saying to you, we have the Strength card and also the Emperor card. The Strength card is really about you just remaining positive, you know, you remaining strong, staying laser focused on your purpose. You know, just like I said before, you know, mastering your spirit, you know, healing yourself, being your own, you know, keeping your ego at bay, keeping your ego would be edging God out. And keeping your ego, keeping any kind of what would be another your ego, your any kind of arrogance about something from the past. You know something is over. Anything that would rise up in your spirit that would kind of sort of come out as like a I know it all, you know, that kind of spirit, right? And so Source is saying to you, it's time for you to stay focused, stay on your throne, continue to inspire people. And you know, stay focused on your purpose. The Strength card is the eighth card in tarot. We know 8 is the money exchange number, right? And so you want to make sure that you have very healthy energy. When we talk about money exchange, we're not talking about just paper and coins. We're not just talking about the physical money. We're talking about security, stability, career success. We're talking about loyalty, prosperity, vitality, you know. And so you are definitely more knowledgeable and you're wiser about some situations from the past. But again, you're not arrogant when it comes to that. Just like, you know what, you know, sometimes things from the past try to rear its ugly head. You've decided you're moving forward. You're so in tune with spirit, meaning Source inside of you, that, like I said before, you know, your confidence may be building, you know, and listening to your intuition, which is, you know, voice of Source, and really being tuned in to listen to that. But you're starting to focus more on taking action towards the seeds that you've planted, you know, instead of keep looking back. See how these people are looking back? They just keep looking back and just kind of like overthinking something, right? And Source is like, you can move on from that. You really can move on from whatever those two issues were. During the first quarter moon phase, like I said, this reading is for the 26th of April through the 26th of May. The number 26 also reduces to 8, which is the money exchange number. The top window for the number 8 is for your spiritual vision. Like, how do you visualize your life moving forward, right? Since we're talking about manifesting things, like, how do you see your life? Do you see yourself going into business with people? Do you see yourself going back to school? Do you see yourself, manifesting your partner or your significant other? Do you see yourself sitting around a table of your soul tribes or your soul community or your soul circle? Or how do you visualize your life? The bottom window is for your good product and service. So some of you all are singers, some of you all are dancers, some of you all are readers, some of you all are healers, doctors, attorneys, whatever you are. There's infinite resources available to you if you can just stay strong and stay laser focused, right? Stay laser focused, right? So this card right here, this Emperor card, is really about structure and authority. And so Source really wants somebody to get locked in on their throne, continue inspiring people, and continuing to help people find the light within themselves, and stay strong. You've been inspiring a lot of people, it looks like, Aquarius. Here we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Five of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Tower card, the Chariot card, and also the Ten of Cups. And again, your efforts are being rewarded. So this is victory for you. Here we have the Chariot card. And again, there should be no arrogance when you think about things that you left behind in the past. Sources saying move forward. There's victory. Here we have the Tower card. Tower card lets me know that you all are divinely protected, from something that you walked away from. A lot of you all have walked away from a lot of deceit, a lot of manipulation, a lot of stuff that really could have cut the thought about yourself in half. Like, what I mean by that is, like, you may not have thought that you were smart enough or that you weren't good enough or whatever, kind of like cut you down to size. And it's like something in your past was trying to cut you down, almost make you feel like, you're not better than anybody else. Not that that's how you were trying to come across anyway. You realize that somebody is now saying, if I got to be around people who are constantly trying to keep me in this space right here, depressed, sad, woe is me, the whole world is against me, then I don't need to be around those people. If you're intentionally trying to manipulate me and make me feel that way, I've given you some space to do it. I've created some space for you to come in and create that much havoc in my universe. And so now that I'm more knowledgeable about it, I'm wiser, I'm committed to not getting down off of my throne, especially after you've been like this for quite some time. And so Source is like, at any time you can get on your horse and you can save yourself. You can save your own emotions. You don't have to keep lamenting over something from the past, making you sick, right? You can protect your energy. You can go from Five of Cups to Ten of Cups. This is where your inner child feels protected, in harmony with yourself. You feel at peace with yourself. And this is also, again, this is not just about a person who is calling in a family situation or attracting a family situation. Like, you're at peace when it comes to your family situation, even if your family consists of me, myself, and I. You are at peace. Your inner child is at peace, right, about situations, instead of you lamenting over some things. Somebody may have been waiting for somebody else to come in and kind of sort of, side with them to how sometimes people will say, I knew I was right about a certain situation, but I want to make sure I wasn't harshly judging a situation. So I'm waiting for somebody else to have a similar experience so I can say, oh, okay, I know it wasn't me. The person that you are today, you're listening to your intuition, right? Here we have the Knight of Wands. And so you're committed to staying as far away from bullying energies, people who can't control their emotions, Aquarius. You are, like I said, only focusing on the seeds that you're planting for your legacy. So here's some things that you can focus on during the first quarter moon. You can focus on working with an emphasis on creating positive energy. So certainly looking back at things that were hurtful and all of that, that's not emphasizing, focusing on positive energy. Another thing you can do is focus on working Focus on workings associated with energy and growth. You can also meditate on balance, because that will make things out of balance for you, to focus on the energies that you left behind. Keep overthinking it, and feeling like, I'm letting this anger, this rage rise up in my spirit, right? You can also focus on growing your money. Here we have the 7 of Swords again, 10 of Swords again, 8 of Swords, the Magician card, and also the 6 of Coins, and also the 7 of Coins. You can also check in on how your manifestations are going. You can also reflect on any decisions that you have to make. Okay, so you can focus on those things, right? So 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords came out twice. So like I said, it could be, like I said, 2 situations where there's been a lot of talking about you behind your back, a lot of, whatever, manipulation, when people are on low frequencies, and I say low frequencies, and they're just kind of let me show you something. On the lowest frequency, see these 2 swords is lying down on the ground. That's how low the frequency that they're on. And these 2 swords is like stuck in the ground. It's like they're fixated on, the being the victim in a situation, instead of recognizing that this sword cuts both ways, right? Both sides, right? And so this is somebody's dealing with somebody who is not operating in humility at all. They're operating from a space of arrogance, and low vibrating, very low vibrating energy. And so here we have the 7 of Swords. Like I said, you walked away from situations. You notice the 10 of Swords and also the 7 of Swords. 7 and 10. Or let's just remove the 0, right? The 7 and 1 is 8. Again, money, right? So again, somebody from your past is trying to stop your resources. They're trying to make you seem like you're the one that's unstable. They're trying to make you seem like you are that you are insecure, that you are disloyal, that you are jealous of any career success they may have had, that you are not prosperous in your own right? So there's a lot of accusations, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of things that Source does not want you to go back to at all. And so when you think about some of the things, coming up out of that, again, Aquarius, like I said before, it could have been deeply disappointing for you and very hurtful for you. It's like, why am I being targeted? But it's because of the path that Source has you on. It's because of the path that Source has you on. So overthinking it would put you in this position right here. A person who has a sword in their hand that can cut themselves off, cut off the overthinking about situations, and that's, it's no more self-sabotage, and you can put that energy towards, when we see you looking back, constantly replaying the past over and over and over again, it's hard to focus on planting seeds to grow your money. It's hard to focus on any approvals that God is trying to send your way, because there's some kind of an approval for more money coming your way, Aquarius. It's hard to focus on those things when there's so much air here. Somebody's giving so much life to something, from the past, and Source is like, okay, it's time to get away from that. It's burning you out. Here we have the Magician card. And so what you could be picking up on is what people are saying, what they're doing, what they're, you could be picking up on a lot of messages. The Magician card is attached to Mercury, which we know Mercury is retrograde. It's actually retrograde until the 14th of May. So as the messages are coming in, and they seem like they're remember, planets don't move backwards and they don't move at a slower pace, but it gives you an opportunity to slow down and just say, God, thank you that I'm no longer back there. Thank you that I'm no longer connected to those things, so I can pick up my swords and I can move forward and stop and just cut off the overthinking. So again, as often as you need to toss things into a burning bowl, Aquarius, do what you need to do, because that's part of you being your own knight in shining armor, and just steadily see how this person is like, they're actually holding a cup of water, but you don't see the horse galloping off. The horse is just like slow and steady. Like, I'm in a place where your water represents your creativity. It represents your joy. It represents your stability. It represents healthy emotions. So you're in the process of building. Like, this is what the 6 and 7 of coins is all about. It's like you're in the process of building. building something, for yourselves. And so some people from your past have been trying to tear those things down, been trying to tear down reputation, credibility, all of those things. But again, it's not working. They're actually having a tower moment. And that tower moment, like I said, you can choose to focus on that. And that's why somebody's picking up on two things in particular. But again, I'm seeing victory for you. And so you're already on the other side of something that's already over. So let's keep it moving forward, Aquarius. Let's keep it moving forward. Let's keep it moving forward. Here we have El Bobo. Here we have Coexist. We also have Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups again, the Star. All right, so the this lets me know that Source really, really wants you to focus on being optimistic, being hopeful, moving forward about your future. Looks like somebody came from something. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles. This is legacy wealth, right? And so the legacy wealth, God wants you to really focus on what your legacy is. Like if you think about whether you have kids or not, like what do I want to leave? How do I want to leave my mark on this world, right? It's not always about money, even though there's a lot of money attached to this, but it's not always about money like in the physical sense. Sometimes people want to leave their mark on this world where they're like the first and we see movies about people's lives all the time, the first to do X, Y, and Z. And like if somebody were to read, your obituary, they were like, oh my God, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. Some things are obvious, like your last name could, you could be known for selling hair products or selling soaps or selling, cars or whatever, real estate or whatever the case may be. But what do you want your name? What do you want when people say your name, when people think about you? Because this is what God is giving you an opportunity to build. This is why some kind of, you have an opportunity to plant the seeds. What do you want your name to be? What do you want your legacy to be? That's what Source is trying to tell you. So the approval actually came from God. So God is saying, I approve you. I approve you to go ahead and start this, planting of seeds. Here we have the Knight of Cups again. Both situations, whatever those two situations were that you walked away from and that you left behind, Source is like, you continue keeping your emotions steady. It looks like somebody has gone through a lot of gaslighting, a lot of mental abuse. And so again, with all of that, do you think these people are going to care what kind of mental abuse you went through? If you sat down and you told them some of the things that you went through, they would probably think you were lying or that you were making it up. You don't have time to go back and explain anything to anybody that's committed to believing whatever they want to believe about you. You certainly are not a fool, right? And so I do see you. This Fool card is about taking a risk. This is about starting a new endeavor, a new cycle. And so we're in a new cycle. And so this is you starting a new cycle, I can assure you that when we're talking about legacy wealth here, Aquarius, there's some energies that want you to coexist with them, but you don't want to coexist with that type of energy that you left behind. If anything, you're learning how to coexist with the other planetary alignments in your birth chart. So what sets you apart from other Aquarius, that's what you're coexisting with. You're not interested in coexisting with certain energies who are committed to gaslighting you. See, when I see this much air out here and I'm seeing duplicate of these cards, some people have gotten so comfortable with the gaslighting and the narcissism and the you letting them get away with whatever the case may be, that they will bring out this lion in you. They will bring out the pride, the arrogance, the low vibrating conversation, the blowtorch. They will bring that out in you because, again, you all are the smartest sign in the zodiac. Your air signs and your water. And so that water, that fire, and that air will quickly evaporate that water and make you come across as a person who is cruel, cold, and heartless if you were to go back to some of those energies. So no, you're not trying to coexist with them. You're learning how to coexist with your, and it's not that you can't coexist with people, but you're not coexisting with this mess. You're not coexisting with people who are committed to gaslighting you as if you don't have a brain in your head, like you got straw for brains. this is not the Wizard of Oz, nor is it the Wiz. Bottom line is you decided to move on from something. So here we have the Queen of Cups. You have an enormous amount of compassion for whomever you left behind. You're not arrogant about a situation whatsoever. You get it. You understand. You may have let some things go too far in the past, Aquarius, and letting people believe things. But there's so many moving parts to this when I'm reading your cards, Aquarius, that not only are you forgiving them, you're dropping off that bag of, because again, that sword cuts both ways. So you have just as strong of a say in it as whoever they are. But you have decided, no, I'm keeping my vibrations high. I'm not putting my energy there. I'm working on my legacy, and so they have that same 24 hours in a day too to work on their legacy. But they somehow want you to, it's like dealing with people who are just obsessed with controlling the narrative, right? Instead of saying, hey, they have the same thing here for them, the same thing for them. They can plant seeds for their legacy as well. So here we have the Moon card, the Fool card, the Four of Pentacles, King of Wands, Ace of Swords. Four of Swords. Yeah, somebody from your past, their energy wants to come back in. Something that was, could have been overwhelming for you at a time. But here we have the King of Wands. This is the person who is king of ideas. And so you're saying, no, I have a lot of great ideas about how I want my legacy to be. You all may have thought you played me for a fool, but no, I'm moving forward. Don't want any connection whatsoever. None whatsoever, right? So here we have the Ace of Swords and also the Four of Swords. Swords is saying to you, get your rest. Just get your rest your mind, set something on your clock about, going to bed at a certain time or shutting things down at a certain time. If you feel like you get overwhelmed, do something that's going to nurture your spirit because you're having a breakthrough. That's what's happening. You're having a breakthrough. And so Four of Pentacles is like God is saying to you, don't give so much energy to it that you're literally cutting into your own money. You're cutting into your own ideas. You're cutting into your own legacy because you're giving people that kind of energy when it comes to your legacy. Let's get ready to close it out, Aquarius. Again, happy midweek Wednesday to each and every one of you all. Like I said, forgive is the word here, for you all. You have no control over whatever people are saying about you that you walked away from, and it's two energies in particular that just has this whole, they are just, they're not budging in how they feel and what they think. They would rather choose low frequency. And like I said, we don't even need to spend any more time on the energies. I think you all know exactly who and what I'm talking about. Whoever's committed to that, like I said before, only person that can save you is you from this. So you make sure your inner child feels protected. Make sure you're building, if you're planting seeds, you're building your own soul tribe. Here we have the Page of Swords. The anxiety about a situation is going away. Four of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Three of Pentacles and also the Strength card. Strength card came out twice. Swords is like, just double down, double down. You're at a higher mind, you're mastering any kind of spirit matters. You're also a self-healer. You know how to heal yourself from things from the past. Here we have the Five of Swords again coming out twice. So you got a lot of sword energy out of here, like a lot of it. But also the Page of Swords, the anxiety that you may have been having about a situation. Again, like I said before, is going away. You have the Three and Knight of Pentacles. So it just wants you to continue working very hard, investing in yourself. Your money is in perfect alignment. Like I said before, you've already been approved by God. And a lot of this has to do with your spirit, Aquarius, of forgiveness. You're a humanitarian. And part of the reason why it kept coming back up in your spirit is because you were trying to, how, like you all were, to some degree, were almost like trying to fix something. Like, I know why certain people are the way that they are. Let me just say this, you were humanizing people who were committed to dehumanizing you. That was the thing right there, was that you were humanizing people who were committed to dehumanizing you. You don't even need to sit around and overthink this. You don't need to sit around and overthink this at all. You have compassion. You are not heartless. You're not cruel. You're not cold. None of those things. Again, I'm speaking to my high vibrating Aquarius. So again, the overthinking, it could have been cutting into a lot of things. It's a lot of extra air to water. It could have caused you to come across to other people as, if you it could have caused you to look just differently. Like say, where is it? Ten of Swords came out twice. When you start to feel like your water in your cup is getting low, when you start feeling like your joy is getting low, or you feel like your creativity is getting low, or you feel like you're not having the healthiest thoughts, Aquarius, this is going to be the easiest way for you all to remember it. It's time for you to say, okay, I need to get to some water. I need to get to the pool. I need to get to, take a spiritual bath, spiritual shower. Maybe I need to do a juice fast. Maybe I need to do some water watsu. Something that's going to get that water to clear off everything so I can see where the cracks are exactly. I need to do something that's going to nurture me, because I don't want to say something that comes across as a I know it all, or prideful, or arrogant, or any of those things, right? And so, or I don't want to become an overgiver where I've done or said something to hurt somebody with my words, and then I got to sit around and overthink it. Okay, I shouldn't have said this, I shouldn't have said that. Make sure you got fresh water every single day, just like you're drinking from your own cup as an air sign. So this is family, some kind of family matter. This is some kind of family matter where Source is saying to you, Source is saying to you to stay focused. And this is the moon. Actually, the moon is like the when I talk about your, pulling your birth chart, something like somebody feels like they need some extra mothering. Somebody feels like they need some kind of extra nurturing. And so walking away from highly manipulative energies, and you don't feel like there's anybody around you in your family to nurture you or to even understand what you've been going through, you may feel like, okay, I need to nurture myself. And so it's a very pivotal point. 23 reduces to 5. It's a pivotal point in your lives. And so Source is saying to you, nurture yourselves. Just really, really nurture yourselves, and, focus on continuing to move forward and focus on your legacy. Your legacy could be very different than your kids' legacy, can be different than your parents' legacy, your best friend's legacy. It's your legacy. What do you want to be remembered for? What do you want when you leave this earth? What are you leaving behind? Right? So your commitment is being tested. Yeah, your commitment is being tested. Your commitment is being tested. When you're dealing with narcissistic energies, whether it's in your family, whether it's blood relatives or married into the family or a friend or whatever, will never, ever, ever admit they're wrong. They will never see it that way, because they will make it 100% about their feelings. And they will find people who are on that same frequency to feel the same way, to justify that behavior. You won't get an I'm sorry. You won't even get an I love you. They may say love you, but not I love you, right? It's just like you gotta be so sensitive to energy that it's not sincere at all. Here we have guidance. So when you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. So this is where you got to find out how to nurture yourselves, Aquarius, so that you're not looking for it, looking for someone to understand your pain. There could be all kinds of books on how to interact with narcissists and how to deal with narcissists. And, after a while, like I said, with a narcissist, you're going to have to learn how to just be okay with cutting them out of your life for good, no matter who they are. And if you're surrounded by people who you feel like they can't relate, they don't understand, they don't really get it, then there's tons of videos on YouTube to type in narcissistic whatever, narcissistic ex, narcissistic parent, narcissistic whomever, narcissistic friends, whatever. You'll see you got to cut them off for good, cut them off for life. You got to completely cut the air supply. Here we have sex magic. 38. I draw on my body with an invisible blade carved with the bliss of lustrous teeth. It is the allure that I will meet blood and flesh. Yeah. Somebody is definitely dealing with a very vain demon. Demons, very vain demons who will use anything to stay connected to you. So when we talk about people trying to use magic, right? So the 38 reduces to the number 11. So when you stay in your light, you know exactly who it is. You know exactly what that energy is. And so when we talk about this invisible blade, we're talking about doing a cord cutting ceremony, like completely severing ties for good. Whoever these energies are, Source wants you to completely sever ties for good. Just completely, like I said, death, rebirth. That's where your rebirth comes in. You got to completely sever ties for good, like make it crystal clear. No matter what, you have no access, absolutely zero access. So here we have 000. I am a creator. You are one with the creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on earth. That's right. Go look up the number 0. I have the information about the number 0 on my second channel. And look up the number 0. Very, very powerful number. Very, very powerful number. There we go. Affirmations for letting go. These are some affirmations you can say to yourself. I release what I can't control. I let go of doubt. I will not allow fear to stop me. I say goodbye to all that blocks my growth. I am weightless, free from burdens. I am shifting my perspective. I am free from regret. Failure is a helpful feedback. Yep, it's a helpful feedback, right? Remember, first quarter moon is a time to take action. It's time to start focusing on working towards your goals. There's more energy available at this point in the cycle, so that this can offer an energetic boost to help you manifest your intentions. This boost can also help you bring a sense of excitement and enthusiasm that will help you keep moving forward, right? We're talking about first quarter moon. You're taking some kind of action. When you look in the sky, the moon looks like a half of a moon. So it's like, your energy level is like halfway there, like halfway to full illumination. Like full moon would be full illumination, right? We have a full moon in Scorpio, and so all unhealthy, and we'll talk more about it when we get closer and closer to the full moon in Scorpio, but anything that you need to break through, like the first quarter moon is going to be really helpful for you if you're running into any issues, if you need to break through old patterns of behavior, or if you're finding any obstacles standing in your way, because it gives you the energy that you need to overcome them. It also it symbolizes a period of determination and commitment to action. So although you might run into problems along the way, you feel encouraged by the knowledge that nothing is going to hold you back. You have that much of a laser focus on, in this case right here, your legacy. So it wouldn't matter who from your past was trying, who you walked away from. And when I say it doesn't matter who, because we're talking about spirits, doesn't matter whether it's family, blood relatives, non-blood relatives, non-blood family members, like married into, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't matter who it is, you're just that laser focused, and it's like giving you the fire that you need, or the inspiration or motivation that you need to keep taking action and planting seeds, and just knowing that God is saying no. I'm working for source. This is my legacy. This is what I'm leaving behind. So I'm going to keep on working hard. So everything is perfectly aligned for you. So don't worry about whatever's in the past. Source is saying keep on moving forward, Aquarius, and I will see you all on Freedom Friday. Bye.